Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've gotten a lot of requests lately about how to contour, how to highlight, how to do all of that, and how I do mine. So instead of doing like a contouring and highlighting 101 training, I'm just going to show you what I do on myself. I'm not going to go so much into detail about like different face shapes. This is just a basically all like rule of thumb because I do have more of like that oval shaped face, so you know, it kind of works. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I am oily, so I like powder highlights and powder bronzers. Totally up to you. Again though, it's the same rule of thumb, you just use a different medium. So I hope this helps you guys out. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. So I'm going to start off with my bronzer. I always do that first. I've done it the other way. I guess it really doesn't matter to me which one goes first, but I really like the highlight to really pop, so that's why I think I do my contour first usually. So I will be using my most current favorite bronzer. This is by Too Faced. This is Chocolate Soleil. I love this bronzer. I'm a bronzer junkie, but this one is just a beautiful matte bronzer. It looks pretty dark, but it goes on beautifully. Like, you can get so much pigment, but just blending it out, it really blends. And that's what's important to me in bronzers. The color can look perfect, but if it doesn't blend properly, you're gonna have this really muddy looking face, or if you put too much on, you're kind of stuck with that. So this bronzer has been awesome to kind of just go where I want it, and I could totally build upon it or go super natural. And again, when I'm going to use an awesome highlight that's really like poppin', I want a matte bronzer. Otherwise, it's just too much glow on in the face. And usually my foundation finish has a natural glow, so I do tend to either do matte bronzers or ones with a little bit of a glow. So I kind of do all different types of ways to like apply it, but mostly what I do, I use my Real Techniques contour brush right here. Awesome brush. I believe it was like in one of the foundation kits. And I just tap my bronzers all the time, and I always, for me, want to contour my cheekbones. Just, I have more of like a longer face, so I just want a little bit more contour. And rule of thumb with any type of contour, from here to here, kind of like you're talking on the phone, that's where you want it. Your ear to your mouth right here. That hollow place. You're not going to go all the way. Obviously, I kind of stop around here, because otherwise you have too much near the mouth and it kind of looks a little odd. So I'll kind of show you. I'm going to put it on pretty heavy, and then I'll blend it out. So that's kind of how I like to start it. And you're going to want to get a little thicker and get slowly thinner of a line. So for this side, I'm going to leave it like crazy intense, and then the other side I'll do it naturally, just to show you kind of like how I place it. So think of it almost like a triangle. Your tip is here, and then it kind of comes out. It's just like that. You always want to blend to that ear because you don't want white ears. A lot of people keep saying, oh, then you contour temples. No, you do not contour your temples. Your temples are right here. You do not want to contour that. That is not pretty. That's a very sunken in old look. We want a very bright, opening, awake look. So you're going to go right here, right above your temple. So again, I'll apply this dark. And then I personally, for me, I like to do it right here. I have a very high forehead. I'm not proud of it. I'm surprised I even am like whipping it out for this tutorial. But for most people, they kind of contour here. I obviously do. I never have to that much because, you know, I always have my bangs down. But let's pretend this is the day where I decided to actually do my hair like this and go out in public. I would do it like that. And I would do the same thing on the other side. So again, looks crazy, but it will be okay. And then again, I like to just put a little bit around underneath my jaw a little bit, just to give me more definition. So I'm going to go right back here, right behind the ear, because a lot of people neglect that. And I'm just going to follow my jaw. Okay, so now many people I see on Instagram or YouTube, whatever, they do this with cream bronzers, well, more like a darker shade of foundation. That's awesome. I'm a powder girl, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Still has the same effect. And then of course you can get down into your décolleté and neck and, you know, do like right here to like contour even more. I'm not really gonna go into that. So this is kind of how I'm gonna leave this, like that. Now I'm gonna go to the other side and do it actually naturally and show you what it's like blended out. So again, I do start it pretty dark. And then I usually use this brush to just place it. And then I'm really digging my IT Cosmetics bronzer brush to blend it. And again, don't forget that ear. And then if I'm like, oh, it's not as dark, I just bring this brush again. Kind of add a little bit more. If you want to open your mouth a little bit and go to the hollows, or right there, I know where mine is, so I don't really need to do that. And then for my jaw, I don't normally put it on with this just because I get a little sensitive and I don't want it to be too much like that. So I'm just going to tap that and slowly build up the color. And then right here, our neck does not see the light of day. That's where we're going to want to put the bronzer, bring it down. I know it kind of seems weird, but this part of our body and then the rest kind of blend. This part is always whitest. You want to make sure that that's the same color. So really right now I'm just blending it because I don't want any lines of demarcation. Now if you're super, super blonde, like I get sometimes, careful about your hairline, but you want it to go all the way in there. Right behind your ear too, so there's not this bald spot. Okay, and then last, right here. Alright, and then sometimes I do my nose, sometimes I don't. I actually contour my nose with a smaller brush because it's not that big. I use the Real Techniques setting brush. Alright, so I'll do this darker. Now, my nose is pretty thin up here and then it gets a little wider, like most noses do. And it's a little off-centered. It's like this way, the tiniest bit. It's just always like that. So I kind of want to shift that. So this is literally mostly, you know, customized to me, but I move those lines over. So kind of like that. Looks really weird. And then I will blend that out. Okay, so for highlight, I am obsessed with just like really glowing highlights. My favorite that I've used in so many videos is the Laura Geller Baked Highlighting Duo French Vanilla. Oh my goodness. It's so beautiful. Like it looks good on everybody. It's divided into one side's more of a champagne side, the other one's more of a off-white color. Swirl those together. It's just gorgeous. My favorite when I want a really big pop and highlight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to be using my Sigma Tapered Highlighter F35 brush. And I kind of just like to tap, obviously, or I'll swirl it, but I kind of mix those together. And because this is a really nice, like, tapered brush, I'm going to get right up in here and bring it, like, down and up. Down and up. Just like a nice triangle. Now, I could do this on the other side, like, really, really intense, and then I would just have too much highlight, so I can't really do that. But basically, it's like the negative space. You're going to go everywhere that the contour isn't. Now, I apply it here, but I want the most concentrated area to be right here for that highlight, and then that's when I kind of bring that into my temples. Right on the top of my cheekbone, right there. And it's kind of like right where that light hits it, you see? Yeah. And then sometimes if I'm using like a matte highlighter, I'll put it like here to confine, like define even more, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it right here at my chin. I use my finger for this part because I'm classy like that. Right here on my Cupid's bow. And then I always do like this little fork in the road right in the center, and then it goes branch, branch. Kind of like that. So I'm gonna, and then, you know, your blush goes right there or wherever your cheeks are. So I'm gonna just blend this side now. So again, I'm gonna take my big It brush. I'm gonna blend this first on here. I just like this because this brush is so big and it's so soft. Like, some brushes get me, like, make me a little red. This does not. So pretty easy. And then don't forget about my shadowed nose. And then my ears. And then you just add the highlight to the rest of the face. And that's it. It's pretty simple, pretty basic. Just some simple highlighting and contouring. And if it's not even, kind of, you know, you can go back and just take a really big brush and kind of blend that out and stuff. But yeah, that's basically what I do. I do that at the end when I do myself or clients. So yes, I'm obsessed with contouring. And I discovered contouring like just, I don't know, 2 years ago. So I never did it before and I'm obsessed. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that helped a little bit. If it didn't, please write some comments down below. I will be doing future tutorials of, you know, on different girls, but that's like the rule of thumb basically. You know, depending on your face shape, you know, either do a little bit more, a little bit less. So whatever you're comfortable with. So please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!